Watching, actually do see quite a bit of viewers tuning into this. I am Pato, and with me is Highwind.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, sexy hair and voice, although you cannot see him on our webcam because it's not set up right now. But if he was there, I'm sure he would be there.
He'd probably be staring longingly into the webcam.
So what we have here is we have a practice team for an upcoming online event on the left-hand side, which will be representing RyW, and on the right-hand side we have a group of other really talented players in the Pacific Northwest. So we've gathered them here together, and we're going to have a little scrim for you guys, and we're going to practice casting for us. So it's going to be practice for us casting, but it's also going to be fun for you guys to watch. And we open up here with a Shyvana and a Janna ban. Janna, you know, I feel that she is the best support, and so I think she's almost worth a ban at this point. I think it really depends on what you want to try to do, especially if you want to go AoE comp. It's a no-brainer for a ban. Shyvana, obviously great counter jungler. On the other side, Rammus and Shen. Shen, I think this is, those bans is what you typically see, and you would see in a solo queue. You might even see it in a standard match when you don't know your opponents very well, because they're just solid bans. Rammus, very good jungler, can gank out of the jungle, has that power ball, and Shen, of course, right now, really, really strong here, although even teams that had him at IEM Hanover recently lost. So he's not the end-all be-all. Yeah, Shen was very undefeated. So how do you feel about this Rise ban, Highwind?
I think Rise ban is compared to all the other characters, like outside of the Rise scales very well with the game. Whereas all your other AP characters, they have strengths, whether it's mobility or burst, but they don't scale as well. Whereas Ryze ends up being hard to kill, still does a ton of burst damage. So, I think Ryze he's unique in the fact that I don't think it's a bad ban.
Yeah, he's a very, very solid pick. And then, of course, Ahri really hard to deal with. Those charms can be very, very deadly whenever one of those lands, especially late in the game when the team burst damage and those team fights become so high that you instantly die. And so first picks will start off your Kebam. He's pretty much going to play Amumu 100% of the time, all day, every day. He is Kebam's favorite jungler, and I believe Kebam thinks that Amumu is the best character in the game, just by how much he loves to jungle with him, at least, or maybe at least the best jungler. And then we have a Sona, solid support pick, and TheSwiftOne. Looks like we're picking out a LeBlanc. LeBlanc, very good early snowball champ, character that Reginald would like to play a lot, or many other teams that want to get that early advantage, burst you down, and just snowball it into a late game advantage. How about you pick up the purple team?
And synergy because Ray's passive gives him honor, and Soraka passive gives him magic resist, plus she's going to feed him mana for this man buckshot, which is a ton of damage. Ray's is essentially our caster. Very well with a ton of damage.
Yeah, completely. On this side we have Olaf pick. I know the TheSwiftOne has been a little bit of a fan of Olaf as a top pick, I believe, so that might be where that is coming from. I'm not sure this Malphite pick is gonna stick, or is it?
Right now they're definitely
looks like it's gonna be Malphite, so they definitely have no AD, or ranged AD, which is pretty interesting. So they might go for...
We won't be seeing a killing bot lane up for the blue team.
we might see like I don't know what you do because you're not gonna support a LeBlanc down there. Yeah. Interesting. And a Morgana pick, so a lot more standard solid team from the purple team, and a weird team from RaiseYourWeapon. I'm not sure maybe they crossed their signals or something. I have no idea. So like Otter's going to be going mid as LeBlanc. Otter, known for his AD bottom, but it looks like he's going to be playing AP mid this time. Kebam in the jungle as usual. I'm interested in who they're going to send bot though. I mean, the only one that makes sense to me is probably Olaf, because Malphite, like, I don't know, maybe you could get really aggressive with a Malphite bottom.
I'm thinking it'll probably just be Malphite. I'm afraid there's going to be a lot of farm that's going to go missing. In the bot lane. However, I mean, I think Top's got a pretty good matchup. I think Olaf does well against Irelia. His true damage nuke is pretty good. I think he'll be able to farm because that's what Olaf needs. He'll be the one to be like a late game melee carry, where he just eventually becomes unstoppable. You can't even CC him. And actually, other than the Morgana bind, they really don't have a whole lot of CC for Olaf. So he'll be a real terror when he has to deal with Morgana.
Yeah.
And then, LeBlanc should, in theory, have an advantage. Where she can just kind of, she should be, going into the mid game should be a hit. She'll want to have 2 or 3 kills. She'll be doing a lot of ganking on bot lane or top lane, just transitioning. When the lanes are, let's say if she ganks with a Amumu, they're going to kill somebody. There's just so much CC from when a Amumu hits 6. He doesn't even need to flash. He can just run up in the lane, press R. He's not going to miss his Q. They're going to get silenced and they're going to get popped. So, I mean, in that regard, like, transitioning from early to mid-game, we're going to see a lot of kills on LeBlanc. I bet she leaves mid-game, probably first 15 minutes with 3 or 4 kills. Maybe more. But that's not going to be, even if she does leave into the mid-game with, a few kills, that's not going to be a big deal for the purple team. The purple team's got a pretty solid, average, really strong team. They've got team fight mechanics, they've got gap closing mechanics, they've got a ranged carry, which is something the other team doesn't have. So I mean, you're looking at a standard comp with a manaless jungler, which means Morgana's going to go a lot of blues, against a hodgepodge.
Yeah, assassin team, if you will, I guess.
I mean, the first 2 picks looked like they were going to go team-centric, especially with the Janna ban. So, I mean, if there was some sort of team coordination, we would have seen a more of a team-centric style. But I think what we're going to see here is some of the RaiseYourWeapon team kind of filling each other out, in a sense. Also, Otter should be going bot lane and playing in an AD role. And so they're filling in their mid player right now with just a high elo player. Yeah. So, long story short, the picks may not matter so much for the RaiseYourWeapon team because they're playing at such, they've got a ton of experience. So they're going to be playing based solely on skill.
I mean, yeah, I agree. But on the other hand, not taking anything away from the other team, we do have some pretty good players over there. Or players that at least I know have played their roles respectively a lot. I mean, Kuniv, like, he lives Lee Sin. Tkrain's been playing a million games of Graves.
Yep.
I mean, so a lot of, and Pukah, amazing top solo. His farm is absolutely excellent. I am 12. I know he plays AP carry a lot. AznKushi, I don't know.
AznKushi doesn't have a whole lot of games played, but he has been maining support.
Okay.
And he's been playing support with TK.
Okay.
So
yeah, there you go.
Sense, like, they have familiarity with each other. Like, I would not take anybody on the purple team lightly. They've got elo to prove it, or they've got experience with each other to prove it, and they've got a solid composition. So I think this should be a pretty solid game.
It should be definitely a solid game. I mean, the only one I don't know, Dystopius. I mean, do we know him?
We don't know.
At all?
It was a friend of Otter's. So,
oh, okay.
I mean,
so he's probably good.
Yeah,
hopefully.
He's either duoed with Otter, he's got a high elo to back it up. So I mean, like, again, we're gonna see some high elo play.
Or League of Legends not loading up. One of the two. Oh, there we go. All right. Good job, League of Legends. Way to help us out.
And the best part, I mean, other than Dystopius, I mean, these are all Washington-based players. These are all local players. These are all teams that you can go meet at a local event. whether it's Game Breakers or BYOC LAN, like we just did at Emerald City LAN, whether it's Game Clucks or these events that are going to be here in the local Pacific Northwest, you're going to be able to meet these players. These are real people. These aren't e-thugs that you're going to get queued up with in solo queue and people are going to trash talk. So I mean, it's really cool from that aspect to be a caster here in the Pacific Northwest and grow our local scene.
Yeah, and all these guys are really cool guys too. Like if you go up and talk with them, they'll want to talk LoL with you a bunch, and they'll love to talk about the game, even if they roll your face or you roll their face. So, really, really cool team we have down here. And again, Kebam, very strong jungler. Might know him from High Risk No Rewards. Sanctified, standard support for RaiseYourWeapon. And then we have TheSwiftOne, who has played for RaiseYourWeapon before at Intel LANFest. He's an amazing top player, Wicked-esque, if you will. And then again, Otter, another High Risk No Reward fill-in mercenary player, very well known for his AD, but this time he's going to be rocking LeBlanc, and I'm sure he's going to be very, very scary. And ooh, I see a LeBlanc going bottom. I mean, that might not be permanent, but who knows?
To Summoner's Rift.
Looks like purple team's going to decide to head down towards the tri-brush, which is pretty standard nowadays. Want to counter the blue golems from blue side.
Yeah.
But Otter's going to beat him to it. And we're around the corner. I don't think they're going to be able to come. Otter's going to see that way ahead of time. I'm 12. Probably not going to be able to. I mean, he's way ahead of his team. Even if he landed a Dark Binding, it wouldn't be able to be followed up on.
30 seconds until minions
They're pretty
spawn.
safe here. Looks like the rest of blue team is going to rotate down, except for Kebam and SwiftOne. And might see the red stolen here. And if they give it to Kuniv, I mean, that would be a good boon for Lee Sin. He does like to have red.
And what we're seeing here is a typical standard invade. You'll see this at all elos, even high level and pro play. I do like the early ward, because what they might do is they might just leave it here and then come back.
Minions have spawned.
With the ward presence.
Yeah, right now there's.
Yeah. So Irelia is going to back. She should make it to lane no problem, but she doesn't make it. So I'm lane here, but the blue team is still going to go for gold.
And it's going to be safe because, I mean, most teams don't actually camp that out, to be honest. Like I've seen the patterns. I mean, it's dangerous, but typically it doesn't actually get camped out. But they might see the red going down here. I don't think they did see it.
So Jordan's taking a little too much damage here. Jordan, by the way, is playing Sanctified. Sona is what I believe is his main. He's an excellent support player. Has played support for 30 or 40 games with the RaiseYourWeapon ranked team and our local team. It looks like he got, unless this is carry Sona, we don't know. But it looks like I think he got the gold for that large golem.
Yeah, the one thing I did notice about that earlier invade too that wasn't necessarily the best is that Soraka actually took CV, and if you have CV, I would think that you actually would have used it on that invade. I mean, you hide it on the corner, but you can still check it because you don't want to run into a 5 people not seeing that. I mean, even if you run in with that 5 invade, if all of blue team was sitting there in that tri-brush with 5 people, then you'd actually be in a lot of trouble. So if you have CV, you might as well use it because if something bad doesn't happen. It looks like Otter putting a lot of damage onto Tkrain bot. This is a very interesting lane. I mean, with this much burst, I mean, Otter really likes to be aggressive, so this could be perfect for his style and interesting play. But Dystopius looks like they've sent Malphite middle. Morgana's already roaming. I think they're on to Kebam, who's actually counter-jungled red from the opposing team. Kebam, very, very strong jungler. He knows what to do in every scenario with Amumu because he's done it hundreds of times.
Yeah, he considers himself a mummy master. And we're actually going to see a gank attempt here on top lane.
Well, there's the true damage to lead it off. Misses with the axe. Irelia, Pukah, very, very strong move right there. That is the common escape method for Irelia. She does like to use that dash towards the enemy jungler. And if they're coming from behind her, and then it actually gives her another way to get out. Although popping that flash. Lee Sin coming in now. Ignite going to Pukah. He's going to back out of this, but it looks like the SwiftOne will get picked up. Kuniv jumping in there, using that safeguard, and then following it up with the cripple to get the kill. So early first blood and kill for purple team, looking very strong here.
Yeah, excellent play by Irelia baiting that. Lee Sin was in the area. He's been able to close that gap and put that shield.
And a small little gank here from behind. Yes, the stun looks like he's been very patient here. Ignite going down, they will pick up the kill. Morgana getting lazy there. I thought a little bit she was going to be fine there, but just got lazy, took way too much damage. And Kebam, getting out there with just a little bit of health. Got to be careful. And it looks like Otter is already backed. Did he disconnect? Because it looks like he ran back.
He may have disconnected. Otter known for
DC
known
online.
for internet issues.
Yes.
That's why Otter is not 2.4K or on an amazing winning team. I don't know if the team has recognized that. We haven't seen anything in chat yet.
This is why if we play online, Otter's coming to Atlanta Center or our house.
So probably DC. I don't know how that bot lane matchup would have.
I thought it was pretty interesting, but I think what it looked like to me is the burst damage started early. I think when she hits her 6, it gets pretty scary. But Soraka Graves, there's so much sustain there. I think they might be able to tank through her burst. At which point I don't know if it's necessarily the best lane matchup.
Plus, I feel like if anything, Soraka, if they see she's about to invade, a solid Soraka can be very reactionary and pop up and get that silence, which may give them that little bit of extra time for whoever they're going to go in on to get the F out of there.
Yeah, I mean, if you have really, really good reaction time, which I haven't seen AznKushi's any tell to how fast he is on reaction time yet, but if you have fast reaction time, because that combo actually comes out really, really fast with Smart Cast, it pretty much is almost instant. You can actually roll the keys, and pretty much everything comes out all at once. So I guess we're not going to know. We're not going to get to know this game, at least, unless Otter comes back at some point.
And this is why we scrim, folks, because, I mean...
You want to...
A summoner has reconnected.
So Otter has reconnected. Yeah, they're going to know that he's all alone, if they didn't know already.
That Dark Binding, eats it, uses his passive to take no damage. Kuniv coming in from the side, landing those Sonic Waves. Kuniv, very, very good Lee Sin player. Very, very impressive at the last Game Breakers tournament. SwiftOne have a little trouble up here with Irelia. He knows Irelia very well. I mean, he pretty much used to main
Still does.
Irelia, so...
It's interesting because both these players would consider themselves a main, or Irelia as a main.
Yeah. And but Pukah, I mean, everything I've seen from him, he's an absolute amazing player. I saw him a lot in the Make It Rain scrims. And then at Game Breakers, his team came oh so close. I mean, they had such a tough pool, but they came oh so close to actually possibly making it through there, giving Higher No Reward even a run for their money. Higher No Reward actually not dropping a game till the finals against RaiseYourWeapon.
Yeah, I can't wait to see another team with Pukah on it. He's also, I mean, this is his Smurf account, which I think is 16% of another business account and maybe even 2K. So I mean, I think he goes by Thomas Yu on Facebook, so I can't wait to actually see him in another event.
So yeah, Otter back to lane. He's down a level, but that burst damage is so high. And AznKushi is really down really low here. He's used his heal on Tkrain, so he is a possible kill target if Otter can muster up his cooldown and land something. You have to be very, very careful here.
Lots of pings.
Yeah, it looks like a steal onto red, so Kuniv has stolen a red again. Dark Binding coming out. Dystopius is going to dodge that. Kebam might go in now. Ult from Morgana. Unstoppable force to get away. Morgana's trying to run this down. Kuniv's not going to let him escape. I guarantee he's going to run this guy down. There we go. The slow lands it easy. Count it. Dystopia, a dead man.
Excellent play by these guys. I'm already sensing some solid synergy. I'm already sensing some some high level play, which is great. This is what we want to see. This is going to be great practice for both teams. Team B, I don't even know if we have a name for this. We call it something? Besides the purple team?
Team Make It Rain. They have Tkrain on their team.
That's true.
Team Make It... Well, no, because that team has its own. That has its own identity member, so we can't do that. We'll call them something later or something. But right now, you know, I mean, they're the I guess let's call them the Pacific Northwest. I mean, because that's what they are. They're players from the Pacific Northwest, and they're kind of representing, and you kind of get to see them, you know, come in here, and there's like that's just like the random team. It's like if you're in the Pacific Northwest, you're on this team. I think that's maybe what we call it.
Yeah.
PNW.
Represent, yo.
Yeah, and I was thinking more about this matchup up top. It's kind of interesting because Olaf kind of is like Irelia. They both have like that life sustain. They both do damage kind of ability. Now he doesn't have a stun, but he has a way to avoid CC as well. But his is just more definite. Like I avoid all CC.
And the SwiftOne doing an excellent job freezing the lane.
Yes. I mean, if you want lessons on how to play top solo, go ping this guy, the SwiftOne. and or watch videos of him playing. Again, Pukah, very, very good top solo player as well. But the TheSwiftOne, you know, that's kind of like his passion. I think recently on Facebook, he was making a joke about he was giving some lecture on some film studies or something like that, or art studies. I don't remember. And we were joking that he wishes he could give a presentation on top solo, because I mean I would go to that presentation.
Yeah, I would too.
Because he has a lot of. I mean, if you talk to that guy, he's a wealth of knowledge for top lane.
And now that it's on the field,
Oh, Ignite going on. I'm going to trade, and Pukah's going to come out on top just barely, maybe. Oh my gosh, 20 health. That was so close. Dystopius trying to run up on this, but Pukah's easily going to escape. Has that ward down river, being super safe here. And I am 12. What is this?
Unstoppable Force is up. He could be diving this turret.
Oh, he wants it. There's the flash. Counter flash by Pukah. Gonna heal up. He's perfectly fine now. Stun coming down. Kuniv coming in to help out his buddy. Red buff applied. Pukah just being Dystopius just long enough to try to get him to stay there. And I'm sorry, buddy, but you're not going to be able to escape Kuniv. Kuniv way too good.
And Irelia will pick up an assist for that. So kind of getting 150 free gold. Not that bad. Excellent play there. And looks like we should. Sona did use her ult on that kill.
And Morgana's actually rotating down behind. They don't have a ward here in this back tri-bush, so she's going to come in free. So it's going to be interesting how they respond to this. Will she land Dark Binding? Doesn't miss it. Otter dashing out of it, dashes back to try to kite. Tkrain's onto him. Sanctified trying to get out of this, going to get shackled by Morgana. Now Tkrain's in a lot of trouble. Tkrain. Oh no, Tkrain's actually going to kill Otter. Otter's bad because Kuniv's coming in. Sorry.
Excellent.
Mixing up my colors.
Kuniv being in the right place at the right time. Again, these guys are going to get the dragon attempt here.
Yeah, Kuniv's been on fire this game pretty much. He's always in the right position, always landing. He's playing his Lee Sin very, very well. I know I would like to see him play some other junglers. I know he used to main Rammus before Lee Sin, before the Game Breakers tournament.
Kuniv also goes by Derek. That's his real name. I actually got a chance to talk to him earlier today. And came at the LAN, at my most recent LAN event for Game Breakers, and he was telling me that he had just picked up jungle. Like this, he's going to learn this. This is going to be his new role. He's going to devote everything all the time he spent playing League of Legends to jungling. And as a current jungler, that's something I respect. I think there are actually not enough junglers here, and I think it'd be great to just to have another jungler on the scene, someone to talk with, because there's so much that goes into that jungle meta. Whether you're playing a gank-heavy jungler, whether you're playing, which routes are you taking? There's so many options right now. Whether you're playing an AOE team-centric jungler, like you have Amumu here. So I'm excited to have another jungler here.
I think we were talking about it earlier today. I mean, really, it's just a lot of these grow up through. You have to be like AP or top carry or AD. Raise or solo queue ready, which I mean in some cases might be true, but for a team, you need to be able to, roll and play it really, really well. And jungle, is one of those roles that kind of, gets, if you don't have enough junglers, like you said, so Blanc actually picks up that kill. Pukah dashing back when he's out of mana. He's not going to be able to escape out of this unless he has another flashes back. Kuniv going to try to come in and save this. Misses a Q for the first time in this game.
Actually, he's going to try and steal here, but that ghost is going to get.
Yeah, SwiftOne should be able to get out of this unless we see a ward jump. Possibly. I don't think we're going to see it. That's it. There it is. He got it. I told you. This guy is money. This guy is money every day. But now is he going to be able to get out of this? That is the question. Oh, lands into Kebam. Oh, taking turn hits. Ignite's go down. He's not going to be able to this after Malphite cues him. Oh, what? He gets juked? Oh, no. Kuniv. Oh, you're going to get a highlight just from this scrim? I think you are. I think it's going to have to happen. I'm sorry, but that was way too sick. That was way too sick.
Well played.
Yes.
Ben might be losing his role as jungler.
I know, right? Jeez Louise.
Well, they told him not to ban Lee Sin.
Yeah, I mean, put out 99. So that CS is huge, but at the same time, Otter actually, oh, Sanctified stealing a kill. Scumbad Sanctified, and Irelia is actually going to pick off Malphite in the jungle up top. And now Morgana coming down in from behind, going to pick up a kill onto AznKushi possibly, but the heal smites everything. Banana coming in, just needs one last hit, but it's just the clone. Everybody's tricked, everybody's fooled. Otter, will he be able to escape with no mana? That is the question. Dark Binding is going to eat the Dark Binding and sit under the pool. And the flash heal.
Almost with 2 ticks left on Dark Soil.
The flash heal, that was so
or
close.
Tormented Soil, sorry.
Good attempt by Sanctified to try to save that there, but just not in time. AznKushi, great job bait. Thought he was dead, but able to pull off that team heal just in the last second, or the heal on himself just the last second. Save himself. You know, SwiftOne's died a couple times top here. He has 81 CS to Pukah's 103. So, again, Pukah just very, very solid farmer, and he has those kills. So, he's definitely doing a great job top, taking a ton of damage from Olaf here. Olaf cannot be underestimated. His damage output is huge with his reckless swing.
So yeah, LeBlanc, you know, is way behind on CS, but she does have a kill and an assist. She probably should have 2 kills.
Yeah, at least. One would think.
But, I mean, overall, if we look at the bot lane, it's a pretty even matchup right now. Grace is 100 CS, and LeBlanc with the kill and assist, she's going to come out about even on gold.
Kebam being really patient here, wanted to try to get a gank there, was waiting for Otter, but Otter was a little bit too slow. Tkrain sensitive, backs off, and the first turret will go down for Purple Team. So Purple Team
also sitting on about a 3k gold advantage.
Yeah, that's a pretty healthy gold advantage for this early in the game. They have a dragon to their name. They have the first turret of the game to their name. So very, very strong opening right now for Purple Team. Pacific Northwest representing themselves.
Also, if we actually take a look at the top lane matchup, Olaf has fallen behind by about 20 or so CS. And Irelia does have 2 kills and 3 assists. So Irelia will be moving into that mid/late game. She'll probably have a strike force.
And Tkrain's going to get caught out bottom here. Jumping back, Kebam actually pops his ult, thinking that Tkrain was in the brush, but he actually jukes this very, very well. Probably going to see a quick draw to try to escape this and maybe a flash. Oh, great bandage toss. Tkrain going to flash after the fact. Now Black Shield coming in. Kuniv coming in. Sanctified's actually in the wrong position here. Going to get caught out. Going to get kicked into the brush. Otter trying to escape this, but she's still under Morgana's ult. And Otter will go down. And Kuniv's actually all up in there. Sanctified now. Kebam trying to run away from this. War Chase going down. And the red buff applying, but not going to be enough. Kebam will escape. And meanwhile, Pukah pushing top hard.
And if I were a betting man, I would bet the dragon's going to be up soon.
Yeah, and Pink Ward on cue right there, taking out RaiseYourWeapon's Pink Ward. So all the vision will be theirs. Looks like Tkrain's going to take down this bottom turret as well. The gold advantage is swung ridiculously in favor of the purple team right now. They're at 7k before this dragon. Or just about before this dragon, and now it's definitely going to be over. So the blue team not looking so hot right now.
Yeah, I definitely, you know, they're gonna realize that they just lost dragon. They're gonna realize that they're behind quite a bit. They're gonna want to, at some point, like the lanes are gonna break down, and they do have somewhat of a strong team fight. I mean, the problem is like they didn't build a composition that would allow them to transit. You know, once they transition to late game, to just press R and win. What they're gonna want to do is hope that Olaf continues to farm, gets into that melee carry mode. They're going to want to be able to use LeBlanc to pick off maybe like a Soraka, or I don't think she'll be able to pop Morgana. Morgana's at this point getting kind of tanky. If they can like remove Soraka from the equation, that's going to remove their sustainer in form of a team fight, and then they can use Olaf, Malphite, and Amumu to just kind of get in there and just be that tanky DPS. And you know, at this point, you know, they don't want to. You know, they want to be thinking about Baron at some point. It's still relatively early within this game. But at this point, when you're this far behind, you want to be focusing on farming and not getting picked off.
Yeah, we could pick up another call with SwiftOne. Totally dominating this game so far. Pukah's really very, very scary. I know could everybody on Rain get enough of an advantage to deal with the fact that Pukah was going to be super fed late game, and now Pukah's definitely carrying his game as we move in here further. Might pick up another turret. Kebam, Sanctified, Otter trying to defend an already down turret. Dark Binding over the wall. Great Dark Binding. Absolutely bursted down. Otter's going to be instantly dead. Kebam's going in here trying to save stuff, but he actually can't kill anybody. He can't deal enough damage here. So he's just going to waste time. Hopefully Sanctified does survive this Morgana. Dodging that Dark Binding is all he has to do. IM12 thinking about chasing this, but they're not going to. Kebam running for his life. I don't know if it's going to work out for him. And Pukah's actually going to come up and finish that kill off bottom. Killing poor Sanctified on the turret. Kebam just running for his life forever. This is Odd One-esque actually here. If anyone watched I Am Hamover today, Odd One had like a 40-minute runaway. And wow, the SwiftOne actually picked up a revenge kill, and Kuniv might go down as well. So lazy double kill there. And now Kebam has actually escaped this somehow. He churned his little mummy legs. I think he still thinks he's getting chased, and there is a surrender.
Yeah, this is shocking or surprising.
Yeah.
These are scrimmages, so there was quite a big disadvantage.
Victory.
At this point, I don't think they got the picks they won. They got the disconnect, and they might have mistakenly random team for just a random pub team.
Yeah,
that's not the case.
Got lit up. I mean, really, the problem too is again come back to their team composition. Besides the fact that the other players they're playing against are very good. The team composition is like they were totally building an AoE team, and then somewhere between Olaf and Blanc threw that out the window. Like,
yeah, a serious pick would have been Corky.
Yeah.
Corky Sona, Corky. I think Jenna was banned, so
yeah,
Corky somebody.
Yeah.
And then instead of
I mean, they have 3 AoE hold you there alts, and then single target DPS characters. So not necessarily the best choice.